Good afternoon, it's the Crafty Nana, and I'm continuing with my crazy shrines. Okay, so this is window paint, glass paint. Slightly opaque in this case, not completely see-through. I'm trying to make the blue go into the green so that it picks up the blue from the butterflies. So what I'm doing is I'm picking out the design in these little plaster pieces. I have been using this, which is so I'm just taking a little bit of blue on each time, just dropping it into where the petal is. It doesn't want to go, of course, because it's vitriol, which is sticky glass paint. It has to be sticky, it won't stick to glass otherwise. But I'm hoping that I'll get quite a nice sort of enameled effect. So I think it's looking quite pretty. So I'm going to go on and I'm going to try and get the whole of these done, of which we have one whole one and two half ones. And then I can see if there's anything else there that I can do, or whether it's going to take away from the shape of the design. It might be that I could put a deeper blue in where some of the green is, but I've got to be very careful not to lose. It might be that actually the blue stands out better against the green than if I was putting it with anything else. Quite lucky that I had this one that's sort of opaque, because if I just used the regular vitriol, it would have just been like a dark blue and I don't think it would have showed up. But this one, because it's sort of this lovely opaque cornflower blue, really shows up beautifully. Although, of course, until it's actually dry, it won't be entirely sure of what colour it's going to be. But I think it's probably going to be pretty close. So now we look at this design. We could do those two straight lines. I've put a little bit of copper 3D paint into the centres of the flowers, and I put some little copper dots. The dots really, as much as anything, is to sort of hold the thing together so it doesn't crumble. What would I put in here? Oh, because it's very orange, I thought the copper would have that effect, but it doesn't really. So I'm just wondering if I took some yellow and some red, whether I can actually mix up an orange, or whether I can put some like mica powder into the too much, I don't know. Let's see what we can do. Let's take the lid off. There we go. Here's the yellow. Now what can we add in with the yellow to make it more orange? I have got red. This is quite a pinky red. We're going to make a really ugly orange, but never mind. We'll definitely orange. Let's see what that looks like. Let's see if it was worth it. I sort of think that doing the whole thing would make that too thick. I think the orange dots are quite cute. I think we could probably pop one in there, pop one in there, maybe orange up our centre of our flowers a bit more over the copper. Quite liking that. Quite liking that. That really does look like a nice piece of enamel work now. Look at that. Really pretty. And now that picks out the colours of our butterfly. Let me show you. Picks out the colours of our butterfly much, much better. Even though I do still think the gold is a little bit strong, but that's okay. Now I'm sure I had another one of these to do. I've got this one. Is this for this one, or is this for a different one? I think this might be for the top. Okay, so this is for the top. Now I've got to look at this design and work out what I can put in where. I think we're better off putting the blue in first, because I think the blue is obviously the more important of the two colours. So we're going to go in there. most of this no, it's not true, it's more to the sides, isn't it? These side bits might not show because these might be behind the points of the crown. Right, I just want to check that we're actually going to see most of this between the, yeah, so that really is the only bit we see, so no point really going all the way to the edges unless, no, that is the bit we see. Okay, that's good, that is good. So we put quite a lot of blue into that. I'm going to add a little bit of orange just to match it up to the bottom. So we'll put a little bit of orange here, a little bit of orange here. So obviously those need to dry now. I'm going to put this back in here. Right, so that will be perfect with that. Let me get my hot glue gun out so that we can get that heated up and ready to attach things. Now my next problem is going to be I need to find an edging that I like for around my window with my butterflies. I'd quite like to have gone with diamonds. It's whether I've got enough diamondy bits to actually do it. So I'm going to leave that to one side now to dry. That to dry. Very happy with that actually. Very happy with that indeed. Didn't know whether it would work out. It has gone darker though already. I would say that that blue has definitely gone darker, but I don't think that's a bad thing because the butterfly's actually got quite a lot of deep blue in it. So that's okay.